Hi, it's Celia here from LTR Coaching, and I'm going to take you through a bit of a lower body release today. So we're going to start off standing with our feet wider than hip width apart and the toes pointing out slightly. And then we're going to come down into a deep squat. And then just hold on to your ankles and straighten the legs a little. So we're just going to move from that squat into a forward fold. So we're getting the blood flowing into the backs of the legs, into the hamstrings. We'll do a few more here. And then just bring your feet in a little bit closer together so they're around hip distance apart. And then we're going to do the same. So we're going to come down and then straighten. You probably want to keep a little bit of bend in your knees when you straighten up. Breathing in and then breathing out as you straighten. Okay, and then from this squat position, if you can do, just heel toe your feet out a bit wider, and we're just going to move from one foot to the other. So we're moving into the hip joints and also into the ankles. And then just stay on one foot and we'll try and make some circles with the right foot. Might not feel too fluid, but see how you can go. And then onto the other side. So making some circles there with that foot. Massaging the ball of the foot on the floor. And then we come back to center and then we're going to stand up again. Okay, so I'm just going to move around to the front of the mat so that you can see what I'm doing. So we're going to go through a little bit of a flow. So I'm going to squat down, straighten the legs, and then go back into, step back into down dog, and then pedal through the feet a little bit. So pedaling through and getting movement again in the backs of the legs, and then you can just push back a few times. And then we're going to step forward. So step forward with your right foot this time, and then the left foot, and then go into that squat, and then straighten, squat, straighten, squat, straighten. Take the left leg back first, and then the right foot, and then pedal. And then push back. And then bringing the left foot forward first, and then the right foot. Just shifting your feet so they're a little bit wider than hip width apart, and then going into the squat, and then up, squat, and then up. And we'll do one more before we step back into down dog. And then taking your right foot back first this time, and then the left foot, and then pedaling through. And then just hold in that position, really pushing your hips up towards the sky. And then from here, just look underneath your right arm. So you're dropping your left knee down and looking under the right arm. So we're doing a twist, we're stretching through the lower back into the glutes and that hamstring on the right hand side. And then we're going to do the same on the other side. So start to straighten the left leg and bend the right, and then looking underneath your left arm this time. Keeping those hips, start to push the hips back a little bit, and you'll feel more of a stretch in the back of the knee, back of the hamstring and the calf. And then back to central, back to neutral. Just pedaling through. And then just come down onto your knees. And we'll push the hips back. And then creep the hands forward and just keeping your chest low to the ground. We're just going to come into a flat position on your stomach. And put your one hand on top of the other. And then whichever hand you've got on top, just put it on the bottom. Because we normally go to the same hand every time. So just make sure you're using the one that you don't normally use. And turn your head to look whichever way you want to. Then we're going to bring the feet up so that they're above the knees. And then just do some windscreen wipers from side to side. And then just take your head so that you're looking the other way. And then drop the feet down towards the floor and bring both knees up to a kind of frog position. And then come up onto your elbows. You might want something underneath your hip, underneath your knees here, because it can be a little bit painful if they're on the solid floor like mine are. So you might want a blanket underneath your knees here. And we're opening up into the hips. So I'm just going to move so that I'm on my mat. So we're in a kind of frog position onto the elbows and allowing ourselves to release into the inner thighs for a little bit. We won't hold this for too long. It's a very strong stretch. And then just walk your hands back in. Bring the knees into center. And coming back into a kneeling position. And then we're just going to take the feet out to the side, bring them around the front, and again we're going to do another inner thigh stretch, but this one's a little bit less intense. So just to finish off with, put your feet together, and we can just lean forward a little bit. You might want to shift yourself back, and then just lead with your chin, so you're bringing your chest forward towards your heels and your feet. Taking some nice deep breaths here, relaxing. Okay, and then coming up to sit. And if you want to, you can have a bit of time out, just relaxing on the floor. If not, if you want to get going, you can get going. Another thing you could do is put your legs up against the wall for a few minutes, if you want some extra time to relax. Hope you enjoyed that, and take it easy. I'll see you again soon. Take care. Bye.